Wrapping things up here on this Thursday, it is time now for the daily market summary, and I'm joined by Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. Kenan, one of the markets that we don't always focus on a lot is the wheat marketplace. And at least here today through midday, wheat was kind of the star of the show. Is that how it continued as we closed out today?
Yeah, so Thursday, the story was wheat, kind of a light volume trading day from what I've read on from RJO. So um, take everything with a grain of salt. But the weather in that hard red winter growing region has seemed to put some premium into the market. Wheat was real hot out of the gate and kind of calmed down here after some of the midday runs, putting some moisture back in. Forecasts have been putting a lot of moisture into some of the dry areas, in that winter wheat growing region, but none of it seems to verify. So them putting some in the future, it's kind of, will it verify, will it not verify? So kind of a story there with the wheat. And you said, Mark, you don't think about wheat much, but living in North Dakota, we think about spring wheat a lot. So it's one of our major crops, and so it's always on our radar. And wheat prices has had quite the rally off of their lows from earlier this trading year.
So, with that big rally we've seen here today and really in the last couple of days, is that enough to move the other commodities in the ag marketplace, or was it mostly just wheat on the move here today?
Oh, it wasn't just wheat on the move. Soy oil was up pretty good, and canola was up, and soy oil kind of was in lockstep there with crude oil. If you looked at that crush report yesterday, eating through oil stocks, even though crush is at a record level, so good oil demand there, and the Iran situation is not over yet. So if crude keeps being at elevated levels, it really has a benefit for those oil crops. An interesting part of the trade today was that soybeans, front month closed down, some of the back months were up slightly, but didn't really keep lockstep. It's kind of weird to see the the oil complex, that soy complex, I should say, with oil up so much and soy is not doing anything and meal lower. So maybe some algo buying. And one thing to always pay attention to is that managed money position. They're not usually long in the wheat complex, and they've gone neutral to long in that complex, which, if they're buying that, that could be something pushing that higher. And they've been real long in the soy complex, record long here, some of the last few weeks. So maybe they're extending their length in soy oil and hopefully not getting short or reducing their length in corn and soybeans and defending that position, which will, help keep prices up. So I guess to wrap it all up, some of that wheat will probably bleed in that positive feel into the commodities as a whole, and manage money moving money into that space, and outside money will hopefully help keep prices, a floor for now until we know more about the crop.
Over on the other side of the ag marketplace, at least through midday, there was quite a bit of pressure on the cattle side. Is that how we closed out today in the cattle and hogs?
Yeah, cattle and hogs were down again today, Mark. No real big news story. 2 days ago, some of those feeder cattle contracts had filled the gap they left on a chart. Live cattle had made new highs. Some of the feeder cattle contracts were at new highs, and then the last 2 days, and including this Thursday trading session, they they've been selling off. We're still up towards the upper end of the range. Haven't seen any big fundamental news story. There is a cattle on feed coming out on Friday, but there's supposedly a Brooke Rollins announcement sometime in April coming in relation to the Mexican border, but I haven't seen any details on that specifically. And as you've seen, some of these cattle markets, they react very strongly to any headline news, whether that be screwworm, a Mexican border announcement, anything of that nature. So maybe just some front running of that announcement, or something just spooking the market a little.
What's the best way for our viewers to get in touch for more marketing information?
Yeah, just check us out on the web at agmarket.net.
He is Kenan Layden with agmarket.net, my guest here today. Kenan, thank you for the time. We always appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Mark.